Universal with Peacock was expiring next year. One of the big stories that came out in the past week was WWE Premium Live Events will air on ESPN platforms in the United States in 2026. And at present, WWE's streaming rights are all varied, and each of their weekly shows air on a different platform or channel. You got Monday Night Raw on Netflix. You have NXT on the CW. You have WWE SmackDown on the USA Network domestically. And yeah, now the PLEs, and it doesn't say specifically if it's like it's just as the PLEs. It doesn't say about the library, so that'll be interesting, and we'll talk about it after I finish this. But so a new press release from the companies. They did a joint press release. They confirmed that ESPN will air the shows domestically beginning in January. According to CNBC, ESPN will pay WWE an average of $325 million per year for 5 years. The deal includes 10 WWE PLEs a year, including WrestleMania, Royal Rumble, SummerSlam, and more. And the deal begins in 2026. PLEs will stream on ESPN's new $29.99 per month direct-to-consumer platform in the United States, and select events will be simulcast on ESPN's linear networks, which I think means cable. In many ways, this is our destiny, said TKO president Mark Shapiro. If you want to expand the audience, our fan base, the fervor around WWE, and grow on a real significant national scale, you can't do that as it relates to the sports world without partnering with ESPN. Our place was built as the entertainment and sports programming network, said ESPN chairman Jimmy Pitaro, referencing the literal meaning of the acronym ESPN. This is a fantastic way for us to expand our audience. It's younger, it's more diverse, and it's more female than what we see at the network level. And ESPN's new streaming service is officially set to launch on August 21st. But WWE PLEs, I don't think will start until like February or March, because I think their deal like ends on a specific month, but maybe they got out of it. Like maybe it's not completely up to like February, because I think like Royal Rumble will be a good place to start airing their stuff. But yeah, so that's the new deal in the United States. Netflix, of course, airs all of WWE's weekly shows and PLEs in Europe. So now let's open the floor up and talk about this whole deal. So, Chris, what do you think? What does this ESPN deal mean for WWE's future in the U.S. streaming landscape? Do you think it's a smart move, or do you think it's a risky choice?
I mean, I think it's just the general sentiment of, paying for another subscription service. I think that's a pretty common reaction, I think, so far for this. Is it's another thing that needs to be stacked upon, the endless streaming services to get and watch whatever it is that you're trying to watch. So that's my initial reaction. That was my initial reaction. What else can I say? I mean, it kind of sucks that, it's another thing, but, we all figure it out one way or another, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm. David, same question. What do you think it means for WWE's future in the U.S. streaming landscape, and do you think it's a smart move, or is it risky?
I think it's cool. I think it'll do it. I think they'll fix up the presentation, like in terms of like card length.
Mm-hmm.
I think,
So you think they're going to expand the card?
yeah, and I know there'll be ads, especially like in the simulcast, but I feel like the ads will kind of go down.
Mm. I mean, I think that's interesting. I think for me, like looking at this deal, and this is why I kind of don't think that the ads will go away. Like for WWE, I think from a monetary perspective, like when I first heard that they struck a deal with Netflix for Raw, I thought it was an inevitability that everything else would follow, because the deal in the rest of the world was Netflix has everything. So we thought that in the United States, we'd follow a similar route. But I think for them, it probably, I mean, instead of giving Netflix everything, I think them doing this from a business standpoint, makes them more money. Like, sucks for us that we have to have like these 4 or 5 different streaming
Yeah.
services, but I think from WWE's perspective, it's like, well, like Netflix gave us this much, and then ESPN basically gave us like double
Yeah.
just for 10 PLEs. And I get it, like you're trying to make money, and I don't think, I feel like the advertising will stay the same because it's like, well, look, big money source, and now still like we have all these ads and sponsorships. So I personally don't think that's going away. I think it's just stacking on top of like, all right, we made a shit ton of money, now we're making more money. And I think that's like point blank where like the reasoning, of course, because it's a business.
Yeah.
So can't really put it past them.
It
But
helps too
yeah,
with
go ahead.
it's probably really smart for them to be presented on the same channel as everybody that they have to show up to Fanatics Fest with.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I wonder.
Chris,
I
were you gonna say
wonder.
something?
Yeah, I wonder what the production value is going to be like because I know Triple H or it was Nick Khan I think who was saying that that they're gonna change some stuff or add stuff and there's going to be more than ever before. Like I want to know what that even means to how much bigger can you make a pay-per-view? You know what I mean, or a PLE? I'm sorry.
I
Right.
feel like they're all gonna look like All In.
Yeah. I mean, it could
Yeah. Or
it
feel
could
like
just
All In.
it could just be PR speak, of course, but I feel like
10 All Ins a year. Let's go.
Right.
yeah.
Conveniently
Uh
scheduled exactly on every AEW pay-per-view every single time.
yeah. We could talk about that later, but um yeah, I don't know. I don't know what that looks like because is it really just like, oh, like the United States deal is just so great? Like that's the tipping point where they make a like more grandiose programming, because like the rest of the world still has Netflix for 6 or 7 years. So I guess like just because of this deal, this might be bigger just because it's like a deal with in the United States. I don't know. Um,
I
so
initially
that'll be
was
interesting.
I
Yeah.
was I was thinking that the ESPN, like logically I was trying to think like why ESPN, and I was like, oh, because UFC and all that kind of stuff. But then they just signed recently to Paramount, I think like today or
Right.
whatever it was. So I don't know. Confusion.
They'll still get coverage there.
Yeah, and I probably for UFC, I mean for TKO, like they probably got like a bigger deal from Paramount. Be like, oh, like Paramount, we need like more content that people will gravitate towards. And
They're about to
UFC, I mean,
put
they
the
paid them
network
like
on there.
2 billion for it. So I think it really is just like dollars and cents, not necessarily like, oh, let's just house everything in one area. They're not looking at convenience perspective. They're looking for at like, oh, we're making more money
Yeah,
if we put our property here. And
Right.
who wants to have a
who's the highest,
license for us? Yeah.
yeah, who's the highest bidder? So can't blame them. But with ESPN's $29.99 monthly streaming fee, do you feel like fans will be willing to pay more for WPLEs, or do you think this could lead a drop in viewership?
They'll
And
definitely
whoever,
they'll be a hit for sure. Because I've even like with some friends who are saying it's like, nah, I ain't paying that extra, whatever it is, $29.99 or whatever it is,
hmm
a month. So that's already. I mean, there's definitely that sentiment. Like you spend even a couple minutes on like Twitter verse or anywhere else online in the comment section, like there's a lot of that stuff. So I imagine. I mean, I'm curious what it's gonna look like. So I don't know how much of it, but I think there definitely will be some kind of a drop. I imagine. So we'll
David.
see.
I don't think it'll be. I think if there's a drop, it's not going to be anything that hurts them.
Yeah.
hmm
And I think it's something that everybody's just going to be like, all right, I got to adapt to it, whatever.
Yeah.
I think so too. Do you
Throw their
think
fit.
do you feel like there's like an audience that is like still doesn't know what WWE is that like they could take advantage of when they go to ESPN? Do you think that exists? Or do you feel
Oh,
like it's
yeah.
just like, oh, what is this WWE thing? I normally watch, WNBA and boxing and football, but I guess I'll check out, Royal Rumble. Do you feel like that
Oh,
exists?
yeah. Oh, big time. Like, so I mean, I'm only speaking for myself, but it's like I watched a shit ton of ESPN like growing up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And see,
like in
like
the
this is
morning.
perfect. This is perfect for you because, like, for me, I'm just like the geek nerd who's like, yeah, I could say I kind of watch sports, but when I say sports, I just mean pro wrestling. And like for
Right.
the selling point for me,
Sports
like
entertainment.
again, yeah, I mean, like I'll be honest, yeah, Peacock had like other scripted things and stuff like that I enjoy that was on there, like if it's like reality TV or whatever, like movies that just came out, like that were in theaters and like they had exclusive rights, and then it's streaming like in a week or two. So like, and that was great. And now ESPN, I mean, it'll just be PLEs, and in context, of course, when we were younger pay-per-views were $50 and $50 in like 2006 or 7. So,
Yep.
but
That
again,
was
like now,
$900.
yeah, basically. And like everyone would
A
go to like
year.
our friend's place and we'd bring our like $5 or whatever to contribute, the $5 that my parents gave us and contribute to like the pay-per-view that our friends' parents allowed them to, buy. Um, And now, of course, like it's $30. So I think people were used to a certain amount, and I can't blame them. Like the WWE Network, 9.99 had everything on. I mean, it was a wrestling fan's wet dream, absolutely. And now it's a little more segmented. So for me personally, I mean, I'll watch it. Like people share passwords all the time. But I do
Yeah.
think that we're gonna reach it. Maybe they'll be cracking down on it more. Who knows? I feel like there have been attempts in the past, and it's like gone up and down, like Netflix and all that kind of stuff. Um, so I do think there probably would be a slight drop. I think there's always this kind of reaction of like, oh, this sucks, and
That's called the shakeout.
yeah, the shakeout.
Yeah, Jeets
so,
out.
It's called It's called the
so
shakeout.
Yeah, so we'll see. I mean, it could very well. I mean, like they must have looked at the numbers and stuff before they made this deal to see if this was actually worth it before they pulled the trigger on it. I don't think they were just like, oh yeah, that totally makes sense. So we'll see. I think there will be. In terms of the rollout and the PR for this specific thing, I feel like they could have done a better job at explaining where exactly the PLEs are going to show up because they said the streaming service, and then folks didn't know about it potentially being like on their regular cable package for whoever still has cable. Um, and then again, they also have ESPN Plus. So it's like I'm just trying to think of like a regular consumer who's not like so tuned into this. They're like, wait, ESPN, okay, well I have Disney Plus. Does that mean it's going to show up? You know what I mean? So I feel like they need a better job at rolling that out, or at least spelling it out better. And we'll see. They're launching the app at the end of this month, so we'll see if it is gonna be a breeze or if it's gonna be chock full of bugs and issues streaming. Um, so yeah, let me see if there's anything else I want to talk about before we go. You know what? Let's talk about that because like we've been kind of talking about it. So just the fact that in the United States it is fragmented if you want to like watch stuff. So Raw's on Netflix, NXT's on the CW, SmackDown's on USA, and then PLEs are going to be on ESPN. How do you feel about that? Do you feel like it got too fragmented, like for your viewing experience? Would you prefer like a hub, like a WWE Network or a Netflix, to have them all in ideal world?
In an ideal world, for
I
sure.
channel surfed as a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like you have to go back because now it becomes a generational thing. You know what I mean? Like a lot of
Yeah.
like kids, like teenagers
You
who,
instant gratification.
yeah. I mean, it's
Yeah.
it's definitely going to be a generational gap kind of a thing. Like as far as adaption, because like we've experienced that, and that's just how it was. Like even like a decade ago, well, a little bit over a decade ago. Um,
hmm
so I think we can deal with it being elder millennials or whatever you want to call us. um,
I think we're just millennials. Elder millennials are in their 40s.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
we're not in unk status yet.
I don't know.
We're
Somebody's
still
calling us
big bro
Unk for
status.
sure.
Oh
No,
yeah.
we're big bro. There's a scale, and that's where we're at. Damn it! Like,
Okay. All right, we ain't Unk yet. Okay. Yeah, so but yeah, I mean we've had to do that. We had a cable service to watch, Raw, and then SmackDown was on Fox or UPN or whatever the hell it was
UPN.
on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um NXT didn't exist and it was like on YouTube for a bit or something like that when it first started. Or am I wrong?
Where NXT?
Did NXT was that packaged with the network? Was that when it debuted? I don't
Hulu.
remember.
Did
Initially,
have
Show
though,
up on
I
Hulu.
think it was on the network, like season
Hulu.
1
the season 1, like the first version of
with Daniel
NXT.
Bryan, and like a reality show NXT.
Hulu.
Hulu for real? Man, I'm out of the
Let me
loop.
double check this. Hold on. You're probably right. Check it, Jim. First season of NXT began airing on Sci-Fi in February
Oh,
2010,
uh,
and majority of season 1 cast. Yeah. So it was first on Sci-Fi,
what about the
and
NXT
then
we know?
well, that one was probably on. That was on. I'm pretty sure that was on the network because the third season. When did they start doing non-contest? Because I feel like the non-contested stuff
Season
was
2.
season 2 or 3. All right. Well, either way, now we're getting sidetracked. But yeah, so it was. So again, like we've been used to like channel surfing and all that kind of stuff. In an ideal world, though, of course, I would take the European deal any day of the week because it's just for pure convenience sake. Like if I want to watch WWE Netflix, anything that they air, I could just turn it on. Peace of mind, super easy. And again, this is like the WWE Network. Um, I mean, they must have gotten a better deal because I think the international audience still had the network, and then we had Peacock, and then I guess the network got uh, basically removed, and then they got the Netflix deal. So yeah, in an ideal world, of course, I'd prefer a hub, absolutely. And with the current setup, I mean, I could just watch YouTube clips if I don't see it on in real life, in real time, I gotta say. So it's not the biggest deal, but hopefully maybe there will be one opportunity, well, in like 5 years, I guess, where there might be something that is more universal. We'll see like what they do with SmackDown and all that stuff, because I think they still have like this relationship with NBC Universal, so I don't think they want to get rid of everything. Maybe they'll still give them, Saturday night's main event and that kind of stuff. But yeah, we can move on to the next story. Speaking of